it, fam. Let's get to it. So check this out, man. Today's my birthday, and I was actually going to record a video that was a little bit different. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I was probably going to get a little bit more political to say something that could be construed as political or given a political take. But then I realized something. One of the things that 51 has taught me is the importance of sticking to what's important to you. This world can take you in 50 million directions real fast. And at any given moment, you can find yourself lost in the translation. You can find yourself way off course of the things that are really important to you. You can find yourself real quickly hyper-focused on things that have nothing to do with you personally. And one of the things that I have learned and I have valued in my 51 years of life is that if you don't focus on you, nobody else will. If you don't take the time to do the things and to focus on the things that are important for getting you and your loved ones where you want to go, this world will take you so far off kilter, so far off course, that you won't recognize where you are and where you're even heading. As we look at this political climate that we live in, I'm old enough to remember when just recently, half of the things that we're fussing and complaining about was acceptable. I'm old enough to remember that the things that we were once accepting are now unacceptable. We are dying for things that have no value in your life personally. And you are fighting tooth and nail, tearing your homes apart, tearing relationships apart, tearing families apart for things that don't even affect you on a day in and day out basis. But you've gotten so caught up in the fight and so caught up in the struggle that you feel like this is a hill worth dying for. And the only thing you actually doing is dying. I have learned in my 51 years of life that there are some decisions that when I look at them, they affect my children. There are some decisions that when I look at it, they affect my family. There are some decisions that when I look at it, it affects the future that my children are going to have to grow up in. But if it don't affect them personally, or I can't see how it's getting ready to change or alter their ability to be who they are and to love Jesus and to be the person that God created them to be, then I'm going to be honest with you. It ain't worth me fighting for. And it definitely ain't worth me dying for. I'm being honest with you. I see so many people out here dying on hills and going out and literally dying for things that will never affect them. And here's the deal. I'm watching people die for stuff that in a couple of years, the narrative will change. And now this thing that you died for this year, now the side that you're standing for is accepting it. So you died for nothing. Or are you fighting for things to be the way they are now? And in a few more years, they ain't even going to be a thing no more. And what would that have served you? You know how many family members I've seen over the last few years? And when I say few years, I'm just saying in the last, decade or so. Friends that no longer talk to each other. Family that no longer talks to each other. Marriages dissolved over petty stuff. Over stuff that has nothing to do with their marriage or their relationship personally. And yet, at 51, it's very few things that I'm willing to die for. I'm going to be honest with you. It's very few things I'm willing to leave the house for, let alone die for, let alone put myself in a position to die for. Now, I understand Some people feel like what they dying and fighting for is worth fighting for. But I'm going to ask you like this. If when you die, are you able to truly look at what you died for? And when you looking from wherever you are, whether it's heaven, hell, or wherever you find yourself, will you be able to look at your death and say, it was worth it? I'm going to be honest with you. Every decision that I make, any decision that I make, I think about that before I make the decision. Is it worth it? If I make this decision and it costs me my life, will it be worth it? If I make this decision and my children have to spend the rest of their life without me, will it have been worth it? If I make this decision and now I have to go to jail or spend the rest of my life in jail, would it be worth it? Is it really worth it? Everything. One of the great delusions of of the time that we live in right now, is we have made everything the most important thing. I'm going to put it to you like this. I hate the word love, right? And the reason why I hate the word love is because love has no value anymore, right? The word love used to be the most important things in your life. You use the word love to describe the relationship between those things. Family, children, even if you said it was your job, but it was really only important things. But now love is like that junk drawer in your kitchen. When you first moved into the house, it was all the warranties, the homeowner's manuals, the spare garage door opener, spare keys, everything that you needed for your house to be secure, everything that was important. But over time, it became anything you didn't want to throw away. If it was a screw that you found and didn't know what it went to, if it was something that you found you didn't quite throw it. So before you know it, this drawer is this just hodgepodge of a bunch of stuff that you don't even know what's valuable and what's not. That's the way our lives have become. We don't even know what's valuable or not because we act like everything is something to die for. We act like everything that we stand for or stand against deserves our wholehearted passion. Everything is, oh my God, this is it. This right here. Well, if you feel that way about everything, then what's really important? Everything can't be worth dying for. Everything can't be the thing that you're willing to tear your life and your family and your friends and your relationships up over. And here's the deal. It shouldn't be politics. I'm just being real with you. I'm doing better than broke, right? I'm no longer broke. I have gotten to a place in my life where I'm pretty comfortable right now. And I'm going to be truly honest with you. I have seen very little difference in my life personally from president to president over the last 20, I started about 18, 33 years of my life. I have seen, since I've been voting, I have seen very little change personally from president to president. Some presidents are a little bit more comfortable to have as a president. Some presidents are a little more annoying. Some presidents actually do what they say they're going to do. Some presidents do absolutely nothing of what they said they're going to do. But I never noticed a difference. So it ain't worth it personally for me to tear my whole family up over who they support. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. If who the president is worth tearing your marriage up over, then you got a pretty shallow marriage. If who you voted for in the presidential election was worth tearing your family and your friends and your relationships up over and who you work for, then you have a very shallow perspective of what life is. I'm just keeping it real. But that's something but I'm at my 51 age. I understand what happens when older people get to that point where they just don't care anymore and they just say what they feel. And so I'm telling you right now, God gave you a life. Some decisions you make those decisions to bring immediate change to your family. Some decisions you make to bring future change to your family. But every decision that you make should be made for what is truly in the best interest of you and your family. If it's not that, don't throw your life away over it. If what you're getting ready to do right now at this very moment isn't going to bring some form of peace or prosperity or future benefits to your family directly, it's not worth dying over. Now, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't fight for things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, lobby and protest or whatever you feel like you should do. But you should never put yourself in a position to possibly die for something that isn't bringing an immediate or even a future change for your children. I'm just being honest. But that's what happens when a person lives to be 51 years old. You start to see the things that are truly important versus the delusion somebody fed to you and told you it was supposed to be important. Everything that somebody tells you is important isn't actually important. If a person's getting you to look at something too often, then you might want to find out why they're having you look at that and look at their motives and look behind it, because they might be sacrificing your life for something that ain't even important to you. Is it worth dying over? Well, I ain't going to go on too much of a rant, man. I'm about to go and enjoy the rest of my birthday. But I just wanted to take this time to share this moment of perspective with you, man. It ain't worth dying for. It's just not. There are some things in this life that's worth dying for. But I'm going to be honest with you. Those things are few and far in between. But that's my 2 cents on the 2-piece. Y'all be blessed.
Now you're locked in.